still isn't doing it. Oh. Uh, oh, I don't know where that information is. Come on, man. Where is this at? Now you're not working? Why aren't you shutting off? Oh, come on. That didn't work. So, whatever. We're going to close that. Alright, so that is not broadcasting to both, even though I'm logged into it, which makes no sense. Even though it should automatically do it. How do you fix that issue? That's a dilemma, which I don't get. Alright. So that's not going to work. Alright, let's check off our checklist here. So the raid trade setup for slobs. I have the raid train, the old image. Where did I put it? Let's see here. Train in motion. Comes across the screen. That'll be fine. I also have... Wait, do I have the overlay for her? What image is this? Wait, what image is this? Where's this image at? Alright, I don't see this image, so we're gonna delete it. I don't know what that is. Alright, so we have total for St. Jude. Which is this bar down the side. Okay. QR code for St. Jude overlay. I don't have the total for the team. That's what I'm missing. The total for the team. Oh no, it's right there on the side. It's 38192. Raid train in motion. Alerts for Twitch, they're on. Parachute drops on. Twitch goals are on. The new. Okay, so I'm missing. What am I missing here? What are we missing here? Alert box. There's no sound. That's the problem. We didn't have any Twitch sounds. However, my sounds from my normal alert box should be working, right? Or did everything get all screwed up at once? Thank you, Twitch. Alright, let's follow. Looking at this alert box. Oh, wait a minute, what is this? Want to test the widget? Oh, I don't like that. See, I don't like that beach thing, man. No, I don't want that beach thing. Hold on, how do I get rid of that beach thing? Let's figure this out. Alright, so if you follow... Oh, man. Change media. Alright, let's test it. How do you test it?
Master, we have a visitor.
Yeah, that's my fault.
We have a visitor.
And that one we like.
Master, we have a visitor.
Alright, you played it once.
Master.
We'll play it 3 times. Alright, so our raid message got screwed up too. This was the one with the airplanes bombing or what? Oh. When the parachute drops. Alright, so maybe we ought to draw a new raid message, like when people raid in your channel, what to do. That might be kind of cool. Okay. The sound we had.
Master, we have a visitor.
That was it. God, see, when they change something, it gets all screwed up, and I can't stand all screwed up. Alright, so when you do a YouTube subscription, should you get your own message? Yeah, let's change the sound for YouTube subscriptions. No. No.
Let's go!
Whoa. There's always a good one. Let's go. Let's go, baby. I'm sweating my butt off in this chair. All of a sudden it got really humid because it's about to rain here. You can feel it. Please be kind and rewind.
We win these. This is amazing. There we go.
There we
Thanks
go.
for the tip.
Thanks for the tip. I'll give you a tip. Oh, wait a minute. I need to see how many viewers are here before I start running my mouth.
Huge.
Yeah.
Easy.
Somehow I like that one. Just plain bum bum bum. Ah, man, was that on the wrong one? Darn it. Why didn't do it on the YouTube one? God darn it.
Oh, yeah.
There. Now, donations. Wait, I can use my own raid image. Hold on a minute. I can. Of course, I don't know. Wait, is this? Wait, are they all JPEGs? Which file is it? Hold on a minute. You don't know what you're doing. How do you not know what you're doing? Jesus Murphy, man. Look this crap up. Don't be such a fool. There it is. It's that one. So when you raid, oh, that's dope. Let's not put that in front of my face. Let's try that again. That's dope. Quit using the word dope again. I like it. Ouch. Wow, wow. Now, the question was that a drop sound that I did, or was that a drop sound somebody else did? Who did the drop? Of course. Oh, it's our laundry falling into nothingness in the corner. Obviously, she wasn't good today. How are you, sweetheart? How are you doing? So as a YouTube subscriber, let's change the image to the walrus. Like on the boob tube kind of deal. Oh, that'd be hilarious. So when somebody subscribes on YouTube, oh, why didn't you do it? Hold on. Gotta subscribe to YouTube. Okay, let's see here. What did you say? Okay, hold on. All of a sudden there's like 500 conversations here. What? Let me back up. Hold on, I gotta catch up. I wasn't gonna say anything. Okay. Hey you. Yeah. Guess what? I'm awesome. I know. Hi Yummy, how are you? Laundry dropped. It matches my energy. I've overdone it. I'm paying for it. Oh, work too hard, huh? That's my corner and you're serving barbecue and sweet tea. How are you? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm good. Ad break. Now we gotta wait. I'm just fixing some stuff, getting stuff ready, getting ready to get back to some gaming. Then we gotta figure out what I'm gaming. Part of me wants to crack into Cataclysm Classic. Part of me wants to crack into SWTOR. And then part of me wants to crack into Diablo 2. And be like, yeah, let's just maul some junk. Alright. That's the normal bit sound. I guess that's fine. But I actually like the actual bits icon. And so I'm doing okay, I guess. Today was an interesting day. I did a little laundry. I got shredded some documents. I've got piles of paperwork I got to sit here and shred. So I'm either going to sit here and shred stuff and do the, puttering while I'm listening to whatever we're listening to, and so on. Looking at their GIFs that they're using for automated and thinking, oh boy, I better make my own. And trying to get my stream stuff set up for next week's raid train. And raising money for St. Jude. Because it's for the kids. But you guys can't hear me anyway, so I gotta wait another 57 seconds. So you know how it goes. If you don't want to listen to the ads, you gotta pay Twitch, which helps me at the same time. But pay Twitch, and they're happy. Now that I found out that Twitch is recording everything. Used to be they weren't recording audio. Now they're recording everything and just loading it to their server. So like all your stuff that I do on stream, it's all just strictly recorded and uploaded instead of filtered and changed. So I'm kind of wondering if those changes are part of the reason I have problems trying to get Twitch to work to my liking. Yes? All right. So I could leave that one alone. But the cheer bits, I need to come up with a better emote or a better thing because that one's kind of huge and that one's kind of important to me. We need cheer bits, bit cheers. Cheers are the way to go. I've cleaned the whole house today, minus my bedroom, which is the unsorted stuff room. I'm starting on that tomorrow. You know the funny part? The unsorted stuff room. Every room in my house is the unsorted stuff room at the moment. Like I sat there today and I did laundry and I washed it twice. I mean, literally, I washed it twice. You know, because it was all my chemo stuff, and I was like, you know what? Let me just wash it once. I'll wash it twice, just so I feel a peace of mind that my stuff got clean. Folded it up and then laid it, you know, with the rest of the piles, and I'm like, now I gotta clean the piles. It's got piles everywhere. But I don't remember if my friend is coming over tomorrow, so I won't be able to do it tomorrow. Rainy day and I want to clean, and I won't be able to clean. Alright, so we have that set up. Now, the blurps work. The live overlay is up. We got that up. We got that up. I've got the extra capture. I don't know what this game capture is for. Why do I have a second game capture? I'm trying to clean up my feed here so I can get rid of some buttons. Because I don't think I have an alert. It should automatically do it when you donate to St. Jude, but I don't know. I didn't save the link. Oh, it's in my About page, though. Oh, my head itches. What do you mean you can't see you in the pool? There's a guy in the pool. You need your glasses checked. There's a person in the pool. Can you find the pool? I don't know what to do with some of you. But yeah, it felt really good to shred some, you got a 20-second lag. Don't forget there's always a lag. 10-second, 20-second, whatever Twitch has got set up nowadays. I felt pretty good shredding a whole bunch of paper today. It was really neat. Kind of refreshing, actually, to shred stuff from pile of bills from 2015. I don't know why I've got a basket full of paperwork, but it's like being an accountant. Now I got to go through the drawers, start pulling stuff out and saying, I don't need this anymore. It's been 7 years. Shred that part of life. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so I got to figure out what I want to play today. I don't know if I want to start going into like essay here. Hold on. I had someone today ask me to go through. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Let me try that again. I had someone today ask me to go to hers to help her in a Zoom meeting. I told her I can't. I have to catch up on cleaning from the weekend, especially with the social worker turning up randomly this week. And my friend tried to convince me to go to hers anyway. I was like, I can't. I have to prioritize this. And she still didn't want to take no for an answer. Blah. So I calmly walked over to her house with a frying pan and I smoked her with it. She never asked me again. What? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm teasing. But she learned a lesson. Yeah, that's an interesting concept too, because I'm cleaning rooms or I'm looking through stuff saying, oh, I gotta clean this or do that. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, if I had help, would I take it? Or would it be like, they're gonna do what they want to do? So I'm like, that's, and I know people who I could ask and they would take no for an answer. They'd be like, yeah, we're chucking this. And I'd be like, no. And they'd chuck it and I'd be pissed. That's when you say, no, you don't have to. No isn't an absolute. It's one of those, can you come over and help? Sorry, I can't today. You know, I've got something to do. I can do it next week. And then they ask you again. And it's like, is your hearing aid broken? I just told you that I can't come this week. I come next week. You know, and then they'll be like, oh. And then if you put it in a position, and I really don't care if you put them in a position to where they think there's something physically wrong with them, which you probably should not do, but it catches people's attention like, oh, you did say something. It's like, so maybe you didn't hear me correctly. I can't do it. You know, sorry. You know, and I'm firmly of that mindset nowadays, you know. Like I've always been, if you ask me for help, I can help. And when I can help, I help. When I ask you for help, you don't help. So then now I'm at the point of, well, I'm no longer going to ask for help from those people. I'm no longer going to help those people. And I'm not going to do it. Even in Twitch, even in the streaming world, you know, like I go to people's channels, I lurk, I do check-ins, I do everything I'm supposed to do. It's not reciprocal. See ya. I'm done doing it. I'm done supporting people. If you're not going to do it back because it's common decency or courtesy, you know, I pay for Turbo. I'm not going to give you my money. Yeah, and that's all you had to say is sorry, I can't. Maybe next time. See you later. Maybe next week I'll bring over lunch and we'll do it. Ciao. Ciao, Bella. All right, so the St. Jude stuff I think is up, so I'm going to cross that off my list. I have one bill here that I did not mark as paid. I don't know if I paid it. Oh, but the funny thing is I slept 15 hours yesterday. And I slept another 2-3 today. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, wait a minute. There's only 24 hours in a day. I slept 15, which leaves me 9. You know, I can't get a whole lot done in 9 if I'm sleeping 15. Raid train setup. Okay, they have a new raid emote. Now we got to figure out which train do we like. Do I like this train? Or do I want to use the new train? Let me find it. Hold on, I gotta find the train. Maybe we'll use the new one. It's a nice looking train. Save image on my desktop. Let's trade. Or do we like this train, which doesn't fit my desktop? How do you not fit? Oh, hold on a second. Oh, the train doesn't scale right. All right, so we're not using that train. Cute and all, but doesn't scale properly. I need it to be 19 by 28 by 1920 by 1080. And by golly, I want to get on the Orient Express with Mr. Green in the candlestick in the pantry. So that image is not scaled properly, and I don't have time to scale that. Anyway, if somebody asks me, I'll just say I couldn't use that train. Or maybe I'll draw a train. Let's draw a train. Well, that's as the raid train's coming through. That'll play the whole 2 hours I'm streaming. With my finger in my nose like this. Like, hey, what's going on? No, I'm just kidding. The old finger up your nose trick. Not picking my nose, I'm just pointing at my brain. So I guess that's set up. And I gotta figure out what to draw for that 2 hours. It's like, oh my god, what to draw? I think it's looping the same songs over here. Let me... Go to refreshing study session. And so I've started working on my entryway and I've started working on my dining room. So I'm 2 rooms in. I didn't do a whole heck of a lot, but I started. So that's a start. And my kitchen, obviously. And tomorrow's Roundup Trash Day. Oh yeah, it's Roundup Trash Day. So we're gonna mark down Roundup Trash Day. Why is this pen bleeding all of a sudden? It's recycles. Roundup recycles. Trash. Food waste. Feel free to talk. I'll answer something. I'm just kind of making a list and puttering as we're hanging. I guess I should be in my Just Chatting category. Oh, I should probably be in Just Chatting. Or co-working or whatever, because I'm not really playing Bitcraft, am I? Let me just go to the Just Chatting category. All these thousands, hundreds of thousands of viewers that don't pay me any mind. Alright, so we got to do that. Oh, if you gotta take a nap, take a nap. Or get a nice cup of tea. This music will probably put you to sleep. Now, I've got to figure out if I want to donate, because my wife did a bunch of crafts. And I kind of want to donate them to the Cancer Society. But then I kind of want to donate them to the Children's Hospital. And I'm talking about like blankets or quilts, or not quilts, throws. No, not throws. What are they called? When you crochet like a lap blanket. You know, little blankets. Maybe I'll go through them and sort them out and say, okay, this one I'm going to give to the charity, A charity, B charity. That's another thing I got to do. We got to figure out if we want to give it to A or B. And of course, when I look at it, it's like, you know, do I need it? And I'm getting to the point too in my life. I don't know, like I had a awakening or something. I woke up the other day and said, oh crap, I got too much stuff. Like I'm looking around my room like, well, do I need that? Am I ever going to use that? Or why don't I just give that away? Maybe give it to somebody, you know, worse off than I. And I don't know if it's worse off, but I'm pretty worse off. I mean, most people are better off than I because they didn't have a foot in the grave. But that's neither here nor there. Now let's look at those emotes. I did the good game emote. Let's cross that off the list. I did the raid one. I didn't do the maker chip. And I didn't do the desktop background. Now, do you want to watch me play World of Warcraft or Diablo or Star Wars? Could always be a Star Wars scoundrel or smuggler. Hey, I didn't shoot Greedo first. He had a gun in his hand. Yes, you did. You blasted the living crap out of that guy. If it isn't Lady Cricket Bug. Good stream this morning, Cricket. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for the check and thank you for the alert. I appreciate it. Probably won't get an answer. Animal Crossing. Oh, you want to go cozy today? Oh, what's today? Today, Monday, right? Is it? See, the problem is if I do an Isabella mode, it'd probably be too graphic for, not safe for work. I'd probably get in trouble. She's a fox or a dog, but either way, you know, it's like get me in trouble. She's a hottie. I mean, you've known her for like 25 years or something. How long is it? I mean, Isabel's been around. How long has she been around as a character? 20 some odd years? Man, you practically grew up with her as your live-in wife. Think about it. So I'm working on the dining room table now and the entryway goods. So those are the two I'm doing now. What is front of... Oh, front of the garage. It's going to rain tomorrow, so I can't do that. Yeah, we might be able to pop in some... Since New Leaf? You sure she wasn't... Wait a minute, hold on. It went New Leaf... The one for the Android... Was she? I have to look up. Let me look it up. I don't know how long she's been around. She's been around a while though. Isabel. Animal Crossing. Debuted in 2012 in New Leaf. Okay, so she's only 13. She's been here for 13 years. Well, that's still a long time. Her birthday's December 20th. Her measurements are... Oh, sorry, we're not going to discuss those. She was in Happy Home Designer, Amiibo Festival, Pocket Camp, New Leaf, New Horizons. Wow, there are a lot of games that... Oh, she was in Super Smash Brothers. Why is it... For some reason, I feel like every time I put on these one pair of shorts, I sweat. Today is Tanabata. Tanabata occurs in Animal Crossing New Leaf. What is Tanabata? Oh, it's the festival. Starcross Day. Alright, yeah, we probably should play New Horizons. There's a day today. Yeah, we can do that. We'll switch over and play some New Leaf here in a bit. Or New Horizons. That's easy enough to do. Alright, what else do I gotta do? So I've got a whole basket of shredding. And I'm just gonna make baskets. Because I've got a big recycle bin right here that I've been shredding with my paper shredder. And I'm filling it up at a rapidly pace because I'm shredding like old bills and papers and life because I don't need life and that stuff anymore. Like, I don't know, maybe you're like me or maybe I'm weird. I went to university 3 times. I kept 3 times worth of books. I kept 3 times worth of paper. I kept 3 times worth of stuff. I have everything I've ever done in my quote unquote house, which is a den, which is a library, in my study. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to make a study. And so literally, if somebody said, oh, you know, what did you do in this class? I can pull it up and go day by day and pull up all the paperwork. Am I the weirdo that keeps that junk? Or should that all hit the shredder? Or does anybody else do that? Please feel free to write down weirdo in chat and scream it loud if it's just me. But I feel like I'm a hoarder when it comes to paperwork. And then I've got every book I've ever had for university. So if you wanted to know what it takes, like a course like in 1975, I have it, you know. Aha, so it's not just me. Even though I've got a whole closet full of paper. And under my desk I've got file folders full of paper. Like this. And in a corner, which I'm like, why? So I'm gonna sit here over the next, from now till Christmas, I am gonna sit here and go through every single piece of paper in this house. It's either gonna hit the filing cabinet, hit this paper shredder, or oh, I don't have a fireplace that actually uses wood. Or whatever, but I'm going to clean my life up. Yes, I am. Or I'm going to tattoo sucker on my face. I don't know. Alright, so I am sweating to death in here for some reason. The humidity just ramped up. I have a fan going above me and it's not helping. Like, I mean, I literally have stacks of stuff here I want to shred, which I have to pull staples out of. For old society crap, old mail, whatever, and I gotta open all these old... And I'm one of those weirdos too. If I get a piece of, say I get a piece of mail from the bank, we'll just say the bank. I don't open it. I just put the envelope in a pile. It adds up. You can't, my paper shredder, I can only put 8 sheets of paper through, so I can't really put the envelope with the full stack or whatever. So now I literally have to open every single letter that I did not open and now put them through the paper shredder. You know, because I'm afraid that I can't go and just throw it in the garbage because it's got all my personal information. Yeah, I've got statements for days. And I'm like, do I need... And I just found a pile from 2015. And I'm like, do I need statements that are 10 years old? Those accounts are all closed. Do I care that I had $1 in them at the time? You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus, I am sweating to death in here. What the hell is going on? I mean, I literally, and here's a good example. I'm not going to show symbols or whatever. Unopened. I'm going to have to rip this open just to shred it. It's unopened. And it's so old. Well, that's what I've been doing. I've been sitting here watching other streamers and shredding documents. And it's like, why? Why do I have all this crap? But, you know, looking at it, it's kind of funny. When you take a stack of paper that's probably yay big and you shred it and you get rid of it, man, that's technically a ton of space. It really feels good to say, hey, I can actually see a countertop or a tabletop or whatever. Or don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow all these buttons that we're going to smash. See if any of them work. Okay, they do work on Twitch and YouTube and YouTube. I'm sweating to death. I don't get it. You're doing a color by number pixel art of a dung beetle. Waiting for painkiller store. Oh, I should log into that Switch really quick. All right, let's do that since nobody's gonna come watch me on this side. Plus it's still early. It's only 4:30 on the East Coast of America, so it's still pretty early. Oh, it's early for you. Britain usually doesn't come on for another couple hours. I'm a few hours early today, which means I'm gonna take a break from my Chinese noodles. I ordered a chicken chow mein yesterday, which is actually not bad. Alright, let's log into that game and see what's going on over there. Oh, I was in the news. Should play Bravely Default too. Alright, let me turn off this screen capture. Let me go over here and shut the music off. Let me go back over here. There's no audio for some reason. Deactivate that. Activate that. Get the audio working. Go over here, change my category to Animal Crossing New Horizons. Done. Should change it on its edit. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Save. And nobody's watching over there anyway on YouTube right now. We got Vixen KB Fibers up. Hello there, everyone, says Isabel. It's now 5:28. The summer fishing tourney will be held Saturday. Ooh, we know what we're doing Saturday. Summer fishing tourney. That tasted weird. So 9 to 6 is registration, so I have to make sure I'm up in time. Have fun out there. It's Tambanata Day. Tabanata. Garter's bathrobe and a police hat. I wonder what I was doing. Well, I made 104,000. I was doing something right. Probably should go change my clothes. Let me change my clothes because I don't know what I was doing that night. Can't remember why we were in a bathrobe. All right. How about today we go with the Bold Aloha shirt. Put on some shorts or something. Oh, we'll just put on pants like we normally do. Put on the dandy hat. Glasses are fine. We're going to get rid of the garters. Probably should put on some sneakers. Or our sporty sandals. Let's go with everything. And our back. Oh my god. And we did everything wrong. I don't know what we were doing in that bathrobe outfit. I plead the fifth and I was medicated. That's all we're going to say. Alright. So we did that. Let's go open the mailbox, see what we bought. Pietro, you move? Alright, you sent them a card. Got 100,000 points for my thing. Alright. Let's go find our... Go look for some dinosaur fossils. Darn it. What's up, Dora the Explorer? What's the latest, buddy? Nice ice cream. Hook it up, brother. Sister. Sister. I think she's a female. What's up? Lettuce. Oh, he's outside. What's up, buddy? Cool. Alright, you can call me Glitter, I don't care. Why does everybody want to call me Glitter? Just because I wore that over to her house in the middle of the night once doesn't mean you can call me Glitter. I'm teasing. No, I'm not. It's a weird shadow. Oh, it's that. Oh, CJ's here. There's a fishing thing going on. A boomoid. Man, I wish I was trending in a huge way. All right, let's see what you got. Today's challenge is small fry. All right. Got you. 3 baby fish. Check. Maybe I should go on vacation. Where would be a good place to go for vacation to recover? I should drive down to Boston, get some oyster crackers, get some clam chowder, and just kick back and relax. Or, if one of my streamer viewers comes online, anytime I haven't seen her in 3 or 4 weeks, I could ask her to send me some. far cheaper than me actually importing them because Amazon will kill you. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me says, hey, pop in WoW and let's get some killing on. Oh, there was a new thing too. I downloaded WoW. I had to put Cataclysm on my computer, or Classic. I don't know if you can hear me. But for 23 gigs, it downloaded the Classic. For 63 gigs, it downloads an enhanced graphical version of the Classic. And I'm like, I probably should have done that, but I didn't. I was thinking enhanced graphical, huh? So we increased the graphics on Classic to triple the size of the file. For what? And oh yeah, that's what I said too. And I was like, I don't have the space. Well, I mean, I do have the space, but I don't have the space. Oh wait, tomorrow's Amazon Prime Day. Tomorrow's shopping day. Ha! I got to figure out what I want. Of course, they don't do inflatables, but speaking of inflatables, and I'm just going to say this once, it was kind of weird. I remember when my wife passed, I was online, whatever. And, you know, looking at stuff that you can get for, like, I guess it's funeral-related stuff. I don't know. But one of the things that popped up randomly was this silicone doll, we'll say. Did you know? And I read through it. I was like, what? That's crazy. Like, I literally could have sent this Chinese company photographs and measurements of my wife, and they would have made me a life-size silicone replica of my wife. And it would be all squishy, whatever, feel like a, you know, whatever. You can consider it an adult toy, whatever you want to call it. But it was so descriptive on everything about it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That literally you could go and get a life-size replica made of your partner. And I was like, you know, and I was grieving pretty hard too, right? And I was like looking at it like, I don't know if I want a life-size doll of my wife sitting in the chair right there that I can dress up, touch, whatever, whether appropriate or not, wear her own clothes, would look exactly like her, you know. I don't know if I'd want that. It was like, it was really, and I sat there and I thought about it for weeks. It was like toying with my brain. And I was like thinking, well, you know, to a senior, you know, if you've been married 50, 60 years, I guess that's kind of neat. Then your husband's always sitting there, you know, you have somebody to talk to. But you could make the doll of any person, right? So then my brain said, well, wait a minute. What happens to the one who lost the baby or the infant or the 2-year-old and they put a doll of their child there? You know, it's like, that's a little bit too close to the vest for me, creepy. But I understand it, right? But at the same time, it's like, well, human mind, you have to be able to get beyond that. So it's like, I didn't know how to take it. And I still don't know how to take it. Like, I was like, you know, because I'm not one to tell somebody how to grieve at all. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody's going to go through stuff differently. And some it's going to be harder. For some it's going to be impossible. But the fact that you could actually do that, and I mean, we're almost at the point too, like you can clone your pets. All you gotta do is save DNA for your pets and you can make another clone of your pet. I'm like, that's a little creepy too. You know, like I could have 5 versions of my same animal forever. I'm like, am I normal or am I nuts? You know, that would, I guess that would be the question. Am I normal? What was that? Or was there something that popped out of his tree? Or did I miss a bug? I think I missed a bug. But I think it would be weird to me. And it was, the funny part was it was pretty reasonable. It was only like couple thousand bucks or something, but it was actually fairly reasonable. Here you would have had a silicone, life-size doll of somebody that would last longer than I'd be alive. But could you picture trying to give that away? In the long run? Like, could you picture giving it to your kids later? Oh, by the way, here's a doll of your mother. Or your father. That I've had for years. Have fun figuring out what to do with it. I mean, could you picture that part of it? Like, oh, in my will, when I pass away, you get this harem of dolls that aren't porcelain, but are silicone flesh-like that look exactly like this photograph. I couldn't picture doing that to somebody. Oh, you little bugger, you broke. But I mean, what would that do to a child growing up and you'd look and there was a doll of somebody who's gone? Oh, by the way, here's your whatever. Hardwood. I need hardwood. It would be weird. I think it would be royally weird. And of course, I'd love to sit down and talk to a shrink about it and say, hey, what if I did this? Would I be nuts? Or would I be normal? Because in theory, it's no different than if you're walking around carrying a necklace with ashes in it. Right? Because the way you choose to grieve or remember somebody, if you're going to carry somebody around with you, and then you have a doll, or you're going to have a doll that you put ashes into, or whatever, there's really no difference. But it is kind of different on the philosophical side of it. Like, and I'm going to use the Asian perspective of the Chinese, for example. Like, because there was an old view of you have to keep your loved ones intact or they can't go to heaven, right? So, wow, man, I got so much junk I gotta sell now. So if you split them up, and you're carrying your mom's ashes in your necklace, well, they can never go to heaven because they're not complete. So I mean, there's always that view too, right? So from a philosophical side, what is this flower? Oh, yellow mums. I don't know how to answer that. Now that I'm getting kind of sidetracked here, my head. Well, you need to invite me to your island so I can give you all these recipes that I don't need. But when you think about it, yeah, grief is an interesting concept. And like today was rather rough for me on that regard, because I woke up and I felt like I was, I don't want to say haunted. I felt like I was getting a nudging that, oh, you didn't do this, make sure you start doing this, and I felt like, okay, What's up, sleepy dude? Yeah, to the movie. Hopefully it's a good movie. But yeah, that's the thing too, right? Like, so wait, if I fill up the fossils, then all I'm doing is checking these for money. Alright. That works for me. I'm gonna say Uno for a chance. It's kind of funny because I can never tell these guys no. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, put whatever you want in it. Now I'm gonna go, it's way too hot. Still too hot. Oh, 5 dots. Still too hot. I'm not picky. Let it cool. Let it cool. Let it cool. Alright, coffee time. It's not gonna let me cool it anymore. Yeah, I think he was annoyed too. He's like, no, drink your coffee, man, before I shove this beak down your throat. The depth of flavor expands at this cooler temperature, though. Come on, Brewster. You know you like giving me the coffee. Of course, if it was Celeste milk, I'd probably say, yeah, let that little Al fill my coffee full of milk. We'll have a good time. But, yeah. You can't talk about that stuff, Giggy. That's inappropriate. Yeah, well, it's an animated game. Get over it. And then when I'm playing Diablo, I gotta take myself out of the family-friendly category, I think, because is killing demons family-friendly, or is that like... I guess in the 1700s it would have been family-friendly because they were all doing it. But today, is it considered family-friendly if I'm killing demons? That's the question of the day.
Master, Master,
What is going on? Oh, see, now that is played
Moko
two
just raided with 136 viewers.
raid emotes. Welcome in, Moko made for the kids. Look at that. Derek and Devin and everybody. What's going on, everybody? I need to turn that one alert off. How are you today? How are you today? Alerts for Twitch. I think it's this one. We're going to turn this one. Oh, I don't know which alert box that was. So we're going to shut this alert box off to figure it out. How are you, everybody? Welcome in, Raider. Thank you for the follows.
Master, we have a visitor.
For the kids. All right, let me...
Master, we have a visitor.
All right, let me scroll up and read this.
Master,
All right. I need to get everybody here. Apologize. Welcome in, Negan, Genopedia, Dub. Welcome in, Dub. Princess Peach, Moko May, Miro B, Ellie Selly, Arid, Akin Wife, Jester Frankie, Colleen, Ruthful A. Am I missing something? I can't see that. Dub. Thank you for the check-ins, too, for those of you part of the TCC. Drop your dono link. My dono link? It's in my About page. I don't think I've set that command yet. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Now you're making me work. See, look at that. Hold on. That's a good thing. Let me add that to my list. My donation link is... I think it's this one. Hold on. Now you're making me work. I had problems setting all that up, and I'm not done fully setting it up. So that link just goes to Tiltify. I don't have a dono command though. It should be. It's not. You're not talking this one. Oh, all right. Now we're doing some work. Hold on. You got me all screwed up here. See, that's where I had a problem too. And they had a whole page of assets, right? Under your branding. Yet you couldn't grab the images and just use the ones. That's the one that's wrong? All right, so. And here I thought that was right. Okay, so now I got to go back over there. Hold on. Go back over to Tiltify. Wait. That should be it for you. Okay, so which one is the wrong one? The one I just put or the one you just used the command for? Because the command, I think, is old. And that would be in Streamlabs. Crap. All right, commands. I don't have a donation link in Streamlabs. So there's no dono link. Yeah, no, I was not prepared. Now I'm all screwed up here. All right, so let me back up. So the link that I posted, good or no good, is basically the question. I don't see a command for the donation. I don't have a custom command for donation. All right, we'll have to wait till Derek answers my question. That's the one that's wrong, he said earlier. So Derek, so is this link wrong? Is that the one you're telling me is wrong? Because then I need to find a donation link. That one doesn't work for you. Okay. So the QR code works or does not work? Okay, now I'm getting frustrated. All right, let's figure this out. All right. So the QR code works then. So that's the one I need to take and change the other link to. All right. So if we go over here, now that I'm trying to figure this all out, hold on. We're in the museum. All right. So the QR code link works. Okay, but that only goes to a browser source. That doesn't go. So I need to go grab that. Darn it. Ah. All right, so it isn't just to copy the donation link? Like it should just be this one, should it not? Wait, is that not the same link? Alright, is that the link? That's a different link. Where does that go? Alright, so let me go back over here and change the thing. Okay, so let me change the panel link. Submit that. Alright. And let me... Oh man, now I'm flustered. Alright, so let me do this. Let me... Alright. To donate to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Please use this link. There. Then we'll pin this to the top for now until I can figure it out. Alright. Anyway, now that I'm all screwed up. Anyway, welcome in, Raiders. Yeah, so, quick, if you don't know me, my name's Giggy. I'm a variety streamer going through chemotherapy. I just finished my last round of chemotherapy on the 4th. So now it's basically recovery and cross my fingers. Hopefully I get to buy a few years. I'm also an artist, digital artist, crafter, make a lot of paracord bracelets, doing some 3D printing, all the fun jazz. So if you haven't got to see some of the stuff we were doing in the last couple of weeks, let me show you. And yes, it should be age appropriate. I don't know. I like to push the envelope, but I drew a walrus. So yeah, we've been doing some digital art, focusing on emotes and various hold on, emotes and animations, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And I haven't been posting to Shart, and I probably should, and I haven't done it in a while. We made a Canada Day emote for those of you in Canada who like, you know, the typical beaver, you know, whatever, right? We also did a raid one last week. Oh, it's where we took a Stardew character, added a little bit of Cult of the Lamb, and made her a vampire. But yeah, so we've been, you know, taking some time, drawing some stuff, and, you know, just trying to get the brain to work. But yeah, and then we're just playing some cozy stuff, trying to function. But yeah, it's been good fun. And side effects are terrible. I hate side effects. But yeah, so welcome in, and thank you for the follows and, you know, kind words and all the fun stuff. And then if you'd like, oh, now I don't know if this button works. Hold on. Drop a follow over there on YouTube. No, it's this one. My links are all screwed up. It should be purple. And now that's not posting. Oh, there he is. And then on the YouTube side of the house. But yeah, so welcome in, everybody. Oh, and then we did a good game one, and we're working on a few others. We're going to start doing a whole series of Halloween stuff, but we did more of a tribal kind of whatever floats my brain as it's functioning. But yeah, I got to figure out what to do for this raid train. But we'll get there. Otherwise, you know, we're just playing games, hanging out. So welcome in. How's everybody doing? And all that fun jazz, and I lost the screen. Now we're gonna go sell our flowers. So I got a whole bag of flowers. How are you doing, my Cody? And Celtic Lass, good seeing you again. I was gonna say, oh, you Celtic Lass, you were working on. God, what were you working on yesterday? I have a hard time watching people who crochet because I'd like to learn how to crochet, but the speed at which the hands move, I can't keep up with the process of it. So it's kind of crazy. And I always get confused trying to figure out where the needle's supposed to go. It's like not gonna happen. All right, let's sell that stuff. Oh, and thank you for the donations to St. Jude too, by the way. I just realized I probably didn't thank everybody for that. Stacked shopping baskets and wooden simple bed. I don't know if I can make a wooden simple bed. Yeah. Let me tell you, Denise Lynn. I taught myself how to knit a dishcloth, so I can do this, basically. However, I try to teach myself how to crochet, and you watch people online, and they say, "Oh, put the, like I can't, like I need to sit down with somebody who has a close-up that says, okay, this is the V, this is the side your needle should go on, this is how you control your tension." Like, I cannot chain tension to anything. Like, my tension is horrible. And it's like, wow. But I have this kit which I am going to work on to get to do, whatever, and try to figure out how to do it. But it's a lot harder than it looks for some reason. Yeah, 3D print. Oh, I do that too, now that you mention that. Oh yeah, speaking of, I do take digital art and 3D print them into hangable wall art. So if you haven't seen, oh yeah, that's what we did over. We did a cherry blossom tree. We did an Enderman. We did, my camera's gonna get weird here. We did everybody's favorite chicken. Doesn't need any explanation. You should know who this chicken is. And we did Nami from One Piece. So, yeah. That was my other hobby during the course of going through treatment. Taking 3D art, converting them over to 3D printing. Let me tell you, is not an easy process half the time. And having fun with it. And it was weird, Bearded Printer, because now that you mention it, because like I've talked to people, like when I was going through the process of buying a 3D printer, I never went through the process in my head of I've got to print other people's stuff. That was never my intention. Like, it was always like I want to print my own stuff. But I did. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out. Oh, but I did print somebody's stuff. Hold on a second. I did this. I printed a wall. I forgot I printed a wall. We printed a oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6 in 8-inch squares wall. God, I can't remember what it's called. Multi-board. And then here's Pez Liz's cute cactus, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, so as I go through the process of learning how to do all this stuff and whatever, I also did. Oh, I also printed. We got built over Bob's Rhino, which I think is cute. But yeah, so I taught myself a little bit of CAD. Looked up a few things, you know, printed obviously some artwork, hung it. Got an old painting I've never finished, that I'm going to have to finish at some point. But I printed a wall. So yeah, so it's kind of neat. Yeah, the multi-board colors were, I got a sale on, I want to say it's an Elgu matte PLA in Easter colors. So it's a very light, you know, yellow, pink, purple, blue pastel range. So I bought it, and then I printed the wall in it. I was like, you know, why not? You know, I'm a streamer. If I'm going to 3D print stuff, you know, it's doesn't always have to be, you know, like my channel colors or whatnot, but it's bright, it works, it's functional. I've got, you know, like obviously I'm going through and printing pieces that I can use, and as we get going, as I get back to normal and start doing things, it'll be a fully functional wall back there, and I can turn around, grab what I need, and go. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing while I have the brain capacity. When I don't have the brain capacity, it's just play a game and relax, because you can't even think about life, right? Which is one of the things I can't stand about chemotherapy, because man, it's the brain fog is crazy, or the chemo brain, or whatever they want to call it. It's pretty nuts. All right, but yeah, welcome in everybody. And I do plan, I have to redo my maker chip.
Master,
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Master, we have a visitor. Master, we have a visitor.
Yeah, no.
Master, we...
That's going to go on forever. I got to fix that. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in, Alandriel M. Mocha made you say it. Yeah, of course, Derek and Devin do. I do plan to go down to 3D Printopia to drive down, and whether or not, and hopefully I get the maker chips done in time, but if not, I still plan to, you know, during this process of going down and going to 3D Printopia and hanging out and meeting everybody, you know, Shenanigans and Bob and whoever else is there. Yeah, that's on the agenda, or a goal, you know. You stay there, Cole. And I missed the rock. Wow. Welcome in, everybody. So how's everybody's Monday day? Yeah, the brain fog, you know, it's interesting. Like my doctor says, oh, it'll clear up, but I don't know I don't know if people understand the severity of what they actually do to you through chemotherapy and radiation, because some of the side effects that you get, I mean basically, if you break it down into simple terms, I'm going to give you a rat poison, a type of poison similar to a rat poison, that's going to go out and kill your cells. It's not going to be able to tell a healthy cell from a bad cell, from a dead cell. It's just going to kill your cells. And then I'm going to give you medications and steroids to stop it from killing all of your cells, because you need some of them to function. And at the same time, I'm going to give you 15 different side effects, which are terrible. Like the one I can't stand is grabbing cold objects. or drinking something cold because your body can't distinguish pain from cold. So if you put your hand in a freezer to grab, say, an ice cream, it's like putting your hand in a light socket and getting electrified. It is the worst feeling ever. And I hate going to the grocery store and I have to wear gloves in order to get something out of the freezer. And it's a crazy side effect. The other ones are like, you know, the brain fog, the fatigue. I mean, I keep track, you know, on different apps, Pokemon Sleep, whatever, you know, apps I've got going on. My sleep, I sleep 15 hours a day right now as I'm recovering, and it's terrible. It's like, well, I get 9 hours to actually get up, eat, and wash my face and go back to bed. It's like, it's terrible. You know, I can't even, by the time I mow the grass, I'm done. You know, it's like, it's a terrible thing. I mean, cancer, when you look at some of the stuff, cancer, it's horrid, some of the effects. Healthy should just pick up, order groceries and pick up my disabled. Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, there's, and people go through these diseases, and I went through the cancer process alone, right? So I did everything myself because my wife died of cancer 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And in her case, she had an ovarian cyst that ruptured, and it was basically a six week race from the start of cancer to the end of cancer. It was just, it ripped through her, nothing you could do. You were in palliative care right away. You were basically watching a fully functional human being go from fully functional to an invalid in a matter of weeks. Then I was, you know, diagnosed with cancer. Mine's esophageal, so I've had my esophagus, or parts of my esophagus and stomach removed. And it's crazy when you think about it, because the cancers are all different. So my type of cancer is one of those where they remove the parts. If you're clear, you're good for X amount of years. But I have a cancer that, if it seeps out in the body, typically comes back within 2 years, and then you get a 3-year timestamp. If not, you'll live another 50 years. But it's one of those, you know, cross your fingers and we got to get to the next 2 years. Versus, like, say, breast cancer, where breast cancer is one where you remove, it's slow growing, it doesn't come back right away. You get 20, 30 years, you know, you're good. So each cancer has a different prognosis, I guess, or a different outcome. And no matter what it is, it's like, it's still the hardest part about the whole thing to me. I really couldn't sit there and watch children go through that process, you know? Like, I'm sitting there in a hospital going through radiation and chemo, and you watch, you know, a 10-year-old child get wheeled in, and it'll rip your heart out every time. You know, it's just the worst thing to watch, because nobody should have to go through it. But yeah, it's not a forgiving disease by any sense of the word, you know. But it's like every other disease, you know, each of them have their own ups and downs, and, you know, people just need to support and be able to get through them. Yeah, and it's tough, you know, and like, I guess, like, you know, when you go through, like, I went through a whole year of treatment. It's basically, I'd say about 7 months of chemotherapy and radiation, but, you know, it's a whole year process or whatever. Sitting there and watching other patients go through it, or discussing with them, or, you know, getting to know them and stuff, it's tough. It is really tough, and you feel for everybody. And you know, and the other thing too is I'm very thankful for, you know, the nursing staff and the people involved, because I couldn't, you know, as much as I like to complain, or anybody else want to complain about hospitals and wait times and whatever else, I thank God they do what they do. I mean, it's just, you know, we just need to be thankful. I mean, thank God. Tell you you're doing good. Oh, thank you so much. And I am trying. I think the hardest part is you got to stay positive, right? I mean, you have to, you know, there's always something good. You gotta stay positive. You know, keep walking forward. Don't lie down and quit. You just got to do it. No matter how sick you become. But it was kind of crazy because, like, for me, you know, yeah, it was terrible because I had so many deaths within a certain time frame. I don't know what's the best way to say it. So basically, in my case, you know, like, my wife had cancer. She passed. My dad passed a few months prior to her. He was a dialysis patient, and he had massive heart attacks. My stepson got married, and I became estranged. I haven't seen my grandson in almost a year and a half, 2 years. And it's a weird situation. I don't know how, whatever, but, and it basically became alone. So I became a widower and an empty nester all in one. And I got cancer, kicked with this. But it's like, you know, you got to keep doing what you do and move forward. So for me, you know, like, I get up and I do whatever and try to do a little bit each day. I mean, I'm living off of lists. Literally living off of lists. You know, make sure I do this, make sure I do that. Or try this, because I would not remember half of this stuff. But I'm just glad I'm finally through the process, because it's a long process. And I'm glad I'm kind of good so far. Because when they removed the organs, I was given, what is it, a PCR? Which means that the parts that removed in the boundaries were, you know, there were no living cancer cells. So then the rest of the chemotherapy that I'm going through is to make sure, or to try to make sure that nothing else got out into the body. And hopefully, you know, we can go from there. I'll go back to smelling roses and having a good time. But yeah. Well, I should have asked. Well, I know what you guys are doing today. I mean, I was watching you guys. It seems like I watch everybody, but crap, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the follows and hanging out and all that fun jazz. And I've got to fix audio and alerts all of a sudden. Twitch did something too, or I'm being told, because something Twitch did and all of my alerts were reset. I don't know what they did, but I guess I'm also hearing that for streamers, anything that they record now includes audio, and everything is being uploaded to a server. So they basically record your data, whatever, like a VOD, full VOD. It's all there. And I don't know if that's why I'm having more Twitch problems or what. I don't know what they changed or did, but I don't know if I can fix it. And thanks for catching that link didn't work too, by the way. I'd be totally lost. Oh my God, I'd be lost. I thought I had it right. Alright, let's go fishing or something so I can figure out what I'm doing here. 5 fish. Oh, we gotta do the fishing thing. The little baby fish. 3 baby fish. That's what we were doing. I forgot CJ's here. 5 baby fish. Or 3 baby fish. In order. Along with blue shells and whatever else we want to pick up. But yeah. I guess I was going to ask Mama Cody, if you're still here, how the littlies today. I didn't get to ask you that. So I know she popped in earlier, sorry. Hopefully they get to go swimming later. Yeah, right, there's one. Alright, there's one. Small fries. That's right, we're catching the small fries. That one might be too big. That might be too big. It ain't. Yeah, but cancer is not a fun disease at all. Neither are some of the other ones too. Like, I mean, other things that ails people. They're not fun. Crap. Okay, good. That makes 2. Ooh, I caught the Solis. Solis. Solos. Solis. Solos. Solosis? Solosis? I can't pronounce it. We'll figure it out. We can't say it. Well, that's my last one right here. Let's do it. Ooh. You're gonna do me like that, huh? Alright. Done. Alright, so that's done. I might as well catch 2 more just to have 5. And I can sell whatever. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I've been, when I think about it, I've been sick for a year and a half. Basically, we've been going through the same process for 3 years. And it was interesting too because when I go back and think about it, I'm from a province in Canada that they announced on the news, I don't know, about 5-6 years ago that 1 in every 2 people will have cancer in their lifetime. And out of my household of 4 adults, 2 of us had cancer or have cancer. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it that way. You know, to actually be somewhere where it's 50% of people are going to have cancer. It's like, well, wait a minute. That's something not right with the world. If 50% is going to have cancer, that's a pretty high percentage. And they're not lying. There's a mosquito right there too. Hold on, let me catch this guy. Oh no, you're not biting me. Hold on. But yeah, it's crazy when you think about it. Totally crazy. Who didn't I talk to today? Okay, we didn't talk to Pietro. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen... Astrid. There's Audie. Love me some Audie. Oh, come on. Can't see the butterfly. There we go. What's up, Ethan? Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? How are you? Well, yeah. Sell a hot item. Spend bells. Didn't I just make the shovel or something? Okay. Where are you, CJ? Oh, you moved on me. Crap, where did he go? Did he really walk down this coast? Or am I just blind? He's got to be behind a house. Yeah, I figured you were hanging out somewhere. Oops. Yeah, I caught your 3 fish, buddy. Do it. Snap some photographs. Yeah, let's sell the fish. Alright, and then I need to go figure out which model I need. Alright, so you can have these. I think we did whale shark last time. And I think I'm 1 short on one of the sharks. Can't remember. Oh, and the losing hair thing, that drove me nuts too, man. That drove me nuts. It's like basically scratch your head and it's falling out. It's like, don't do it. That's crazy. Evening cicada. Oh, you guys are in an ad break. Evening cicada. What's wrong, Boots? Alright, I'll take some head bandages. Ad break is over. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching those ads too, by the way. Appreciate it. Now, we came in here for what? Oh yeah, we came in here to look at what fish we had made into statues. And the weird mouth things and the throat swelling. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, there's some side effects I don't understand. But they're supposed to be normal. Alright, so we have a hammerhead shark, koi, oarfish, olive flounder, saw shark, turtle, squid, whale shark. Alright, let's go to the bottom here. Alright, so I don't have 3 of those. Suckerfish. I could do the suckerfish. I have 3 of those. Yeah, let's do the suckerfish. And I think it's a simple wood bed. Let's look. Simple wood bed. Wooden simple bed. So 18 wood. All right, so let's grab some wood. Ugh. Let's grab some wood. Wood. Okay, wood. Hold on. I need to grab the... need to customize two things too. We have to customize some stuff. Right, so, well, Derek, if you're here, or anybody else who's here with the Tiltify stuff. Like, I wanted to be able to take the assets that they had, say like a donation button, and just use that. However, there was no way to grab that asset, right? Like, they only let you do the overlay, yet they show a whole thing where you can do, but you can't seem to... I couldn't figure out how to pull the asset out of there. So it kind of frustrated me. Wait, can I not make the wooden toy? But I don't know. Like, I will sit and play with it for a couple days and figure it out and try to fix the stream stuff and elements and whatnot. But I noticed some things I don't like right now because I can't see certain buttons, which we're gonna have to adjust. No, we're gonna customize something. All right, we're gonna do the shovel because it's cheap. You're now yellow. And we're going to customize. We'll do the bed because I want to see what colors I can do. Oh. Oh man, I can go polka dots? Now that makes me want to keep it, even though I'm going to sell it. Everybody still doing all right? And feel free to chime in or not chime in. It's all good to me. All right. So that's all sellable stuff. Oh, except the suckerfish. We'll give him the suckerfish before I accidentally sell it. Yeah, I haven't sharded in a while either. It's been a while. I probably should do that. You're working on setting up your stream spot? You talking like in your house where you're gonna stream? Oh, I should put that green screen back up. Hold on. Now that you mentioned that. Oh yeah, the desktop background. I gotta do a new desktop background. I need to make a new one. Yeah, in your room. Yeah, it's it's funny. Like stream spots. I feel like I made a space in my office for it, but I need more space, even though I already have space. It's like I feel like I need to go bigger. It's kind of funny. Like I'm ready to strip this room down and turn the whole thing into a streaming room. Or I need a basement. Then I don't want to be in a basement. Like I started with a small little space, and as you go, like I've been doing it for what, over a year and a half now, I think. You kind of want to like, oh, I need more space, or I got more stuff, and I need to be able to put more stuff. You know, because it's just like a green screen and a camera aren't cutting it anymore. You know, a raccoon who can help with basements. Yeah, I do too, but man, Nooks cost me a fortune. Oh, no, don't buy my fish. No, hold on. No. No, I want you to make my fish into, oh my god, I can't even think. Collectible. Yeah, I apologize if I can't come up with a word. I probably should be able to come up with a word. Do the sucker fish. You have an art room? Yeah, I'm about to have an art room. I got so much crap. Oh my god, I've got so much crap. I think this weekend too I will show off some of the stuff I have, because I'm going to process some of the craft stuff that my wife did tonight. So I'll show off some of the paper crafts and stuff, but oh my god, I've got so much crap I've got to go through. I've got bags and bags of yarn everywhere. I don't know what to do with half of it. I mean, I literally do not know what to do with half of it. Like I could put it in I could put it in a room. And fill it. I mean, I could basically open my own little craft shop in my house, because I have so much stuff. You know, and it was interesting too, because like we're both crafters. And of course it didn't help COVID, right? So you have two crafters. You have COVID. Or you're going through COVID.
We have a visitor. Master, we have a visitor.
See, that's not supposed to play multiple times.
Master, we have a visitor.
And it's showing two different audios. And I shut one off. So where's the other audio coming from? I'm going to shut that one off. If both of my boxes are shut off, why is it playing? Something wrong with the software. I have to figure it out. Well, thank you for the follow. But yeah, so, well, I ran a craft cooperative for the last 7-8 years. For a registered charity. I've got a lot of experience in running a craft business, so to speak. And it was really good, because it was a really good, no, it's not browser audio, it's alert audio. I've got the alert audio shut off, but it's still playing the alert in a window which I can't seem to find, even though it doesn't show that it's a source. So I don't know where the sound is coming out of. We'll figure it out. Like, I'm going to go through and start systematically deleting stuff and fixing stuff. When my brain lets me. If I remember. But yeah, so back to the craft thing. So, you know, obviously there was COVID. So my wife and I are both crafters. She knits all the time and crochets and sews and paper crafts and, you know, deals with driftwood and sea glass and whatever. Paints. I mean, she was a serial crafter. She did everything. And she did everything well, right? Then there was me, and I'm an artist. I draw. Taught myself digital art in the last year and a half, you know. Trying to, you know, move from certain formats, whatever. Like, I don't sew, I don't knit. Taught myself how to knit. Dishcloths, only dishcloths. Going to work my way up to toques, and I really would like to make a granny square cardigan for myself, but you know that'll be work in progress. But then I also helped with all the things, all the patterns. Like I would draw out all the rug hooking patterns, you know, whatever patterns we did, you know, anything that required whatever, right? So then, obviously, there's COVID. So our grandson was living with us. You know, he lived with me for the first 8 years of his life. So we homeschooled him during COVID because he had COVID at one point. So we ended up homeschooling him for however many months. And then it became more crafts, right? So then it became, you know, like I would sit every night with him and we would draw, or he would sit with my wife and bake, or, you know, we would play games, you know, making paper puppets and whatever else. So it's construction paper, pipe cleaners, you know, those little fuzzy balls, glue. I mean, we did everything, whole range of kids crafts, right? Then everybody passes away or moves out, and now I've got 5 rooms full of stuff. And I've got to condense and clean and organize. I mean, I could literally give it away and probably stock somebody for a year, you know, because I've got way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. I've got enough paint, toll paint, whatever, you know, and it's like, wow, what do I do with all this? I've got 4 easels sitting on that desk, canvases, like, you know, it's like I've got to start either using all of this stuff or I got to just give it all away. And it's kind of weird too, because like, you know, and like I look at, and she had so many work in progresses, like scarves, toques, shawls, whatever. And part of me says, oh no, you're going to learn how to do that and you're going to finish that. And then part of me says, nope, just donate it to the craft group, let them finish it and give it to somebody. Or, you know, whatever, right? Sell fruit. Spend bells. So I need fruit. Alright, cherry tree, you're coming to daddy. But yeah, but I've got rooms, literally rooms of craft stuff everywhere. And I got to figure out what to do with it. Alright, so let's go sell some stuff. And oh, we go check the Able Sisters, see if we can buy clothes. We haven't bought clothes in a while. Oh, there's Nana. What is this? Oh, it's a Tommy bed. Yes, I will buy that. Uh-huh. I think I have that. I don't have this. Massage chair, and I don't have this green thing. All right, Nooks. I want to sell. I am offering you this and these bugs. All right, you buy that. Now we're gonna finish 2 of the 3. And I need to spend more money. This chair is probably like 80,000 bucks. I can buy 14,000. Sure, let's buy a chair for 14 grand. What's this? Flower tabletop mirror. Yeah, let's buy that. But you have an art room. What I guess I should ask what crafts you do. Or since you're setting up a stream space, what type of crafts are you going to stream? You fall in that category of knitters, crocheters, artists, chefs, DJs, nudists, whatever. Oh, there's Astrid. Oh, that's a nice looking helmet. Yeah, I kind of like those neon shades. What's this? Yeah, I'm gonna buy it even though I have it. Well, hello, Ange. How are you? How are you been? Welcome in. How are you on this fine, lovely Monday? Nope, I have this one. Getting by. Well, that's good. At least you're getting by. I don't think I have any of this stuff. It's all Kung Fu related. Oh, bouts of vertigo? Yeah. Well, I hope you get over that. Or feel better. 'Cause that one's tough. And I... Kung Fu fighting. Buying the whole outfit there, Mabel. Let's go. I think this one, I own everything. Oh, there's a goatee. And I don't think I own the formal shorts. Let's buy the formal shorts. $9.80 for a goatee? You're ripping me off. Come on. Yeah, I bet it's not fun. What do you mean, what's Sonic doing here? That's Mabel and her sister Sable. And they got another one named LaBelle. The Able sisters have been running this boutique for years. Yeah, I want to see what you have in the fitting room. Alright, let's see what else I can get in trouble with here. Flannel shirt, Kung Fu tees, flared tanks, work aprons, I got it. Dotted shorts, which I just bought. Kung Fu pants, cycling caps. More colored buns. Oh, country socks. Yeah, no. That's good. We're not buying anything. Carablast has appeared. That's what is aggravating about games. Everything takes so much energy and or money. Yeah. Yeah, the you know, in the games that I can't stand too, like, are the ones that require you to log in every day just so you get so many points so you can unlock something, and then you get like 5 or 6 tries and you gotta wait 24 hours for the energy to come back. It's like, oh, that's terrible. Like, they need to make it, you know, so I can have more energy during the day. I can play things longer. All right, put things away. But, you know, that's where they get you, right? Like, hey, don't forget you need this. Buy more energy. No, I'm not buying energy. Sorry, I will wait the 24 hours to collect my pack of cards because I'm not buying the energy. I will literally wait. It's like, sorry. And then I will forget about your game and it's not worth my time. I'm not 12 and I don't need to have all the cosmetic cool stuff. Even though I do buy collector's editions and I like the cosmetic cool stuff. Oh my god, yes I do. I buy collector's editions like crazy. Water flowers, huh? Alright. Knock that out really quick. Water ones that can't spawn. They just screwed up by grabbing one. Darn it. Oh, that's a pink one in there. There's a couple pink ones in here. Ooh, I should replant them. Flower achievements. Oh, I gotta work on that too. Well, the only way to get that birthday card done is to buckle down and do it. And it's for somebody, so you probably should just buckle down and do it. You know, it's funny. Now that you mentioned birthday card. Well, I don't know if it's funny. It's the subject matter. Also have to wait for husband to be up to supervise the dog. Can't have the pup in the basement yet. Ah. A bagworm. Darn, man, that's a hard one to find. That requires me to find a cedar tree. We're gonna attempt to look for a bagworm. I don't think we're gonna find a bagworm. You need one of these cedar trees to shake like crazy. Wait a minute, why is the owl here? Oh, fishing tourney. Well, we know what we're streaming on Saturday. I'm streaming a fishing tourney. And if you want to know what I'm eating, I'm eating a salt and vinegar crisp. Sometimes I just need vinegar. Or sea salt, for that matter. And it's funny because every time I have a sea salt and vinegar chip or crisp, I feel like I need fish and chips. Ad break. These are actually pretty good. Alright, hold on, I'm watching myself on 3 channels now, so don't say like. Who is that? Let's do a check-in over here. I'm supposed to. Checking over here, even though it's not worth it. Check in for the kids. I need to download that asset too for the kids. Ah, chicken. Oh, that one had a lot of vinegar. Oh my lord, that's a lot of vinegar. I wonder if our laundry fell asleep. I hate looking for the bagworm. You're not good with big crowds? They're big animated crowds. They're not gonna bite. You can't get shy in a room of virtual people, can you? Blank space right here. Well, I guess you could. I guess it would be no different. Emotionally. There it is. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, let me have it. Gotcha. Oh, it's a spider. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because I do get a little overwhelmed sometimes when I'm in Derek and Devin's streams and there's a lot of people. Like I feel like I don't want to talk because I don't want to. Like I feel like something gets taken out of context or it gets lost, so I don't want to say anything. I guess that makes sense. Darn it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a bag one. And I'm not going to sit here and try to shake every tree in this place just to get it either. That's one of those achievements. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to take that one to the bed and forget it. Yeah, smaller streams are I like smaller streams too because I like the being able to talk to people. But at the same time, I would love to have, you know, hundreds of people sitting there and maybe 10 or 20 people talking. And, you know, that's fine. But I would it would be really nice to have the support of all the people saying, you know, hey, there's 300-400 people here. You know, they're just here just because they like what you do, you know. And it's kind of, it does make you feel good in a way with more people. But it is intimidating and scary at the same time. Because I always look at I watch Pirate Software, right? The guy ranges anywhere from like 6,000 to 10, 12,000 people at a stream. If somebody of that size were to raid me, I would probably lose my crap and not be able to function. It would be like, it would literally be, I don't know what to do. You know, I panicked, couldn't turn the lights on, couldn't figure out simple stuff. It would really, really screw me up. But at the same time, you know, like when bigger streamers come in and they raid you, I feel blessed because they took the time to raid me. It makes me feel like I've done something or I've accomplished something or I'm part of something, you know, and that part makes me feel good. You hesitate to stream for a number of reasons? Oh, I was the same way. But you probably should just stream. And here's why. I'm not going to go through the reasons unless you want to put reasons in. But for most people, no, how is a big one? What? No. No is a big one. No. What? Okay, I'm not following that because we're talking about streaming or not knowing how. Oh, well, we can coach you through that. You want to learn how to stream. Basically, all you need is some kind of stream software and a platform, right? And I think you can just use Twitch's stream thing and stream directly from that. Or OBS, or, you know, which is free. Or I think the hardest part about the whole I think the hardest part about people being afraid of streaming is just you've just got to do it. And whether somebody watches you or nobody watches you, you've just got to do it. And hopefully, you know, and maybe a friend comes in and watches you, or somebody you know, to help break the ice. Because it is tough. I remember some of my first few days. Like I started out on YouTube. And I was doing YouTube videos and whatnot. And I felt like YouTube for me... Oh, here's the link if you want to know. But I felt like YouTube for me was very negative. You know, you get people who always try to get you to say bad things or do bad things, or, you know, they'd attack you, and it would be like, I'm a minority like you. Why are you coming and ripping me a new one? You know, it's like, I didn't understand it. But it's kind of one of those, you know, you get kids who have nothing to do and they want to be bad, you know, and, oh, I got you to say this word and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whatever, grow up. You know, those kind of kids, right? Or those people. And most of them aren't kids, they're grown adults, which even more whatever. And then it's basically just find something you enjoy doing and streaming. I think one of the hardest ones, you know, like I watch crafters, right? Man, I get so nervous sitting there crafting and people are watching my hands and I'm, you know, making something. You know, like if I'm sitting here making this paracord bracelet or something and I'm weaving it, I feel that's more nerve-wracking than me playing a video game. And it's the weirdest thing. Like, it is really nerve-wracking to me. But you just got to do it. You know, because there's actually a lot of enjoyment that comes from it, and a lot of, you know, you get to meet a lot of wonderful people. Like I've enjoyed the journey with the ups and downs. You know, I've gotten to meet tons of interesting people. And a lot of them, you know, it makes your life better. Is that what is that bug right here? Yeah, card making. There are a ton of card makers. And you don't have to show your face, right? Like, you know, you don't have to be a face person. You can turn that off and just say, hey, you know, I'm just going to do a hand model, and just sit here and be like, okay, I'm going to work on my hands. You know, or I'm gonna work on this. You're gonna see my fingers. You know, I'm gonna make a card. You know, you don't have to be, or you have a cute animated picture or whatever. You don't have to be live, right? And I think that's where, God, how did I do that? I swear my depth perception is way off. You know, but I look at, like, you look at paper crafters. You have Disaster Crafter, who's currently doing junk journals for July. You have, and I'm just going to name the ones in the TCC that I watch, because I don't remember them all in Mocha Loco. And most of them cross over, or in both communities anyway. You have Joyful Designs, who makes lovely cards. You have, I think Sassy Cat's doing junk journals right now, and then you have Supreme Doom 56. Who's doing cards on a couple days that she does a week. And they all do different, you know, they're all very good. Oh yeah, Magic and Comic. Yeah. Is Magic doing cards right now, or is she doing... See, the last time I think I watched Magic and Comic, her and Geode were doing like a community game. So I don't remember when was the last time I see her doing cards. But yeah, so you have all these people who are great resources who stream, and they all do it differently. They all have different size audiences. They all have, they can probably guide you in a way. But the biggest part is you just got to take a step and do it, right? Yeah, I haven't seen Magic. I saw her the other night, but I wasn't paying attention. And I think part of it is because she overlaps me on time. Because right now I've got Positively Craftly, Traveling Tatter, and Pixie Bomb up. But yeah, well, welcome back, my Cody. But yeah, it's one of those. If you want to stream. You just gotta get out there and try it, right? You just got to be the only thing I could say advice wise is be mindful of what you're trying to put out there, of what crowd you're trying to attract. With crafters, it's typically easier because the crocheter is going to get another crocheter, as a viewer, and so on. So that part's easy. Anyone know what I should do if my dog had a raisin? Yeah, I'm gonna have to let that question play out in chat. I don't know. And part of me is wondering, I didn't know dogs can't have raisins. I'll have to look that one up. Oh, if she's throwing up, I'd definitely take her to the vet. But animals' digestive systems are very good too. She should be able to throw them all up. Yeah, I vote for the safer than sorry. Cats aren't supposed to have cow's milk either, are they? It's not a dog, but I mean, right? Cats aren't supposed to have dairy. Now that we're on that subject, I'm curious. God, I should just go get a bowl of noodles. I'll give it an hour. Yeah, I know. I always feel like you're not supposed to give cats, but cats find a way to get it anyway. Uh-oh. He's medicated though, right? Grebo's fully medicated on antibiotics right now? Oh, women and diving. Let's do that one. Go with your gut. Or you're gonna regret. You're gonna have regrets the whole time. Yeah, you remember those? Speaking of chocolate, you know those you buy those Easter bunnies, solid Easter bunny milk chocolate, whatever, and they come in a little box. You know, they're pretty big, and you can melt them down or whatever. Like if you're going to use them for baking. They're really good to buy. I remember one time we bought, I had an Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix. We bought like 15 of them because they were on sale. Come home from the store, and the dog had eaten 8 of them. And it was basically rushed the dog to the vet, and like he literally ate like 3 pounds of chocolate, right? And they were sitting on the counter in the box. I don't even know how he knew they were chocolate. Like they weren't opened or nothing. It was like, how did you even know? And he just got in there and ate it. But I think what happened was kids must have opened one, had a few pieces, and left it there, not realizing that the dog would, you know, would get into it. And he got into it. God rest his soul, but you know, it was. I've had some scary times with the dog, but he would literally, the dog and the cat would eat anything. It was like, it was the craziest thing. Is like, I don't know if you should eat that, but they'd find a way to eat anything. I need a scallop. That's what we're doing. We're gonna go until we find the scallop. Yeah. I remember one time, well, not one time, multiple times. My wife cooked a shepherd's pie. We left it on the stove, you know, to cool down, whatever, because we were gonna have it for supper. So she cooked it earlier in the day, whatever. Go to find out the cat, who loves to knock things off of objects by, you know, pawing it, pushed it onto the ground, and her and the dog ate the whole thing. Boy, let me tell you, some people got grounded that day. And I didn't get a shepherd's pie. Yeah, the cat, yeah. Ribbon. Wait, you look at everything to see if it's safe. I saw garlic on ingredients for one of the better dog foods. Wow. Yeah, that'd be weird to a dog food company actually putting garlic in their recipe and dogs can't eat it. I wish to God they'd make tinsel again. You know, Christmas trees without tinsel just don't seem to work for me. Yeah, our cat would drink the tree water. You'd have to check the tree because she'd dry out the tree by drinking all the water. And it was crazy. I'm gonna say probably, but I can't keep the cat. I couldn't keep the cat or the dog away from it anyway. It didn't matter what you did. The cat got into everything. You know what's speaking of that, like our dog, because of his breed, would have I guess they were like epileptic seizures. Because his particular breed had a reaction to how close the moon was to the earth. And he'd have a seizure. There's something in the balance, right? And so one of the things was better food. So I remember we changed the food. God, we went with like freezer stuff, you know. I mean, basically raw to whatever, like, food company. I mean, we went through all kinds of things to find a dog food brand that worked. So gourmet stuff, you know, fancy stuff. And I'm looking at like some of the food that's made for dogs today. There's nothing stopping a person from throwing it in a microwave or a pan and cooking it and eating it. Because it's basically what you're cooking on your stove, but made for the animal. And it's crazy. Because, like, I have a friend, I knew a guy, I guess he had wolves. Well, they were like wolves in California. And he'd feed his friends chicken, raw chicken, all day. And I'm like, you've got 4 or 5 dogs. The amount of raw chicken you go through, it's insane. You know, yeah, it probably wouldn't be tasty, but I mean, you know what I mean? But it's like insane how expensive it is to feed an animal today, especially today. Especially when I can't buy myself a watermelon because it's $15. Yeah, I'd have to salt and pepper everything. But it's crazy when you think about it. Like, I want to get another dog, but by doing so, it's like having a child. You're spending more feeding the animal or your pet than you are eating for yourself half the time. Ad break. Yeah, now I got to figure out if I want to load up World of Warcraft, Star Wars, The Old Republic, or Diablo 2. And just start going through and throttling stuff. And then I think, growing up, everybody used to feed animals table scraps. And come to think about whether that was good or bad, I mean, it's better than throwing it away, I guess. If I'm going to have a steak and potatoes, you might as well have some steak, because it's like I'm not going to throw it away. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to go to that shop. Now I know that's not true. You have to check the ABB machine. And I'm going to assume, because Mama Cody hasn't talked in a while, that she's actually taking care of the animal. Now, which hopefully the puppy's okay. And I remember holding Blue through the epileptic seizures, and it was insane to watch an animal try to move or run, and you're looking at them like they don't know what they're doing, and they're slamming into everything, and they look like a drunk, but they can't control their body or know what's going on, and it is one of the scariest things when you see it in an animal. Yeah, 5 pounds is pretty small. And they look at you, like a baby looking at you, and you're holding them in your arms, and it's like you can't talk to them, you can't comfort them, it's so. Yeah, it's tough. Of course, then my cat died in my arms too. And the dog. But well, the dog kinda, but not really. But oh, I missed a day. So if you didn't buy this Tanabata, it ends today. This bamboo grass for a Japanese festival, because it ends today. So make sure you buy it. Ooh. Oh, that's so weird. Oh, I got 3.1. I didn't realize I hit 3. I don't have the money to deposit 50 though. Let's redeem some miles. Alright, we're gonna sit here and cash some of these out for a while. Alright, almost all my cats have. I make a point of being there to have PTSD. I have not missed one yet, traumatic as it is. Yeah, it's haunting though too, I think. Yeah, it's one of those, I think once you do it, you never forget it. And oh, it's like a haunting thing. You can't get it out of your head. It's kind of like the first time, like I remember the smell of death. We're just going to say. Like my grandfather was in hospice care on his deathbed. And I didn't know he was sick or whatever. And I stopped over at their house, you know, because I was working. And back then, I think I was hauling boats or something. And I stopped by their house, and he'd fallen over in his bed. And my grandmother couldn't sit him up. So she'd asked me to do it. So I put my arms underneath him to try to lift him and put him back into bed. Not realizing he was all skin and bones. And that smell, which is all piercing in your brain, never goes away. Like it's a terrible thing. So whenever it's like one of those things. It's like when you hold an animal as they're passing, or you know, you're going through that part of life. There are certain things that I think are haunting, and you'll never forget them. But there's nothing you can do about it, because that's life, because somebody has to do that, right? Even though it's unwelcoming and whatever, you know, we have to suck that one up, I guess. Oh, how true is that? Once I've read this phrase, to you they are part of your life, to them you are their whole life. Yeah, and my last two animals, both are cremated or in my house. Because it's only been, God, it's only been like 4 years, less than 4 years. 4 and 2, so it's been very relatively close for me. I'm still trying to process it in my head. Oh, I forgot what I started with. I think I started with 363. Good phrase. Yeah, it's hard because they feel like they got abandoned or something. They have to know, you know, and we never think of it that way. Yeah, and that last one is true. And my dog, when my wife passed, he basically, when she was sick, he didn't leave her side. So I had the room all set up. You know, she was in a medical reclining chair. You know, sick, whatever. The Blue never left her side. So when she passed, when I had her at the hospital and she passed away, and I came back, he knew something was wrong because I didn't bring her back through the house. But he never left the front door, and it was just basically, for him, it was basically a 6-month decline until he went. Like, he wouldn't go outside to go to the bathroom. He just, you know, went all over the house. He did, you know, whatever. And it was the saddest thing to watch, you know, an animal go through that. God, it was one of the hardest things to do, too. Like, he wouldn't go up the stairs to come to bed, you know. And at the time too, it was different because I had moved our bed from the bedroom upstairs to the living room, so I could be by my wife. So basically, I slept in that room for probably 6 months until the dog passed, and then when the dog passed, I slowly started putting the bedroom back together upstairs. And then the crazy part is I've never used that room since. Yeah, grief is such a weird thing when I think about it, because there's things I haven't done or won't do or can't do. And then I'm a very spiritual person too, right? Like I have these cardinals. You know, like when her father passed, we ended up with a family of cardinals. When my father passed, we ended up with cardinals. When my wife passed, there were cardinals. So I've got these cardinals that I feed and look after and watch, and just to feel like somebody's close. But man, you can't, it's hard to function. Yeah, animals aren't stupid. Animals are very smart. They're very connected with nature too. If anything, we're the ones who are stupid because we lost that ability. Oh wow, I already did 13,000 of these? God, I wonder how long it would sit here. I should time myself and say, alright, let me go through 100,000 tickets really quick, see how long it takes me to smash them. Or how long it takes me to cash them in. Alright, let's see what we got here. 22, so that's 64,000. Alright, let's go cash in 64,000. Oh. Yeah, I can let that one through. Hold on. Yeah, well, that one caught all kinds of things. 3 different terms there. I had to let in balls, pretty, and puss. Because Twitch doesn't like the word puss. But pretty balls, you know. Oh, Scorpion, darn it, don't move. It's right there on the bridge. That's dirty. It's a dirty trick. I saw that flicker out of my eye. We lost 5 family members. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you know, COVID. I could go on about COVID forever. Um, and I am a firm believer that we let a virus out and it, you know, it was bad. I think most men have their brains in their balls, tell you the truth. And I'm just glad there's places where you can talk about things like that, because I think a lot of people tend to try to forget. I don't know if that's the term I want to use, or try to think things don't happen. But by God, things happen. Yeah, my father got sick with COVID, and that was I think already due to the weakened immune system, that was kind of the nail in the box, kind of speak. Man, I know when I had COVID, I was laid up for weeks, and I don't know if I've ever recovered from that. I mean, that was, you know, for something that's supposed to be a, you know, whatever. A lot of people thought it was nothing. It was brutal. It was interesting because my wife tried to avoid getting COVID like the plague. Got COVID, ended up with hand, foot, and mouth disease twice. God. $3.2 million in the bank. Hand, foot, and mouth in an adult too is terrible. Man, that is like having, you know, I don't know, like shingles or something, peeling skin off. It's the nastiest crap. Oh my God. Yeah, I think, you know, speaking of that, yeah, no, I remember when her father was sick, they said he had upper respiratory pneumonia or something, right? And we're talking an 80, 90-year-old man who had fallen and become bedridden, never walked again. He fell, hit his head on the oven, acquired this pneumonia in the hospital, supposedly, never walked again. And I think they were lying. I think the whole time they were lying about that. You know, but... And I remember we took care of him for 2 years and, you know, had hired housekeepers and nursing staff and, you know, oh man, the number of nights in those 2 years. I mean, basically my entire, God, I've been taking care of people for 5-6 years straight. It's tough. And it's interesting because, you know, people have said to me, you know, would you ever do it again? And it was like, you know, they're family. I take care of them for the rest of my life. That's the way it is.